Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Creative Collective, where we think outside the box. Our guest today is Abhi Golhar. Abhi is an amazing entrepreneur, right? Justin invited him, and he's been acquiring businesses and real estate, and he's here to tell us why you don't just want to do one or the other tonight. He's going to go into some details about buying businesses and what the advantages are and disadvantages are to I think both categories. So Abhi, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey man, thanks for having me. I'm excited. These are some really cool conversations. For those of you that are here live with us, this I think is going to be a really good eye-opening session for you. Ask questions anytime, like literally unmute and yell at me. Don't care, do it. There's so many opinions on buying businesses. You've got, the Cody Sanchez's of the world telling you to go buy laundromats. She's got a venture fund. You got Roland Frazier, Walker Dybel, Jeremy Harbour. Everybody telling you, hey, you should go buy a business. And then you've got your real estate guru saying it's a good time to wholesale. And in light of what's going on with NAR and the settlement to potentially come sometime in October before the election is, fingers crossed, my guess. I mean, there's so much there we can unpack too, like shit, right? So we can get as political or non-political as you want. We can talk about business buying, real estate buying, but just a quick background. Dude, Lance, appreciate the intro. I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time. I started my first business in college called Rent to Buy. I ended up selling that business to a major national car company. So if you go to this national car company and you go rent to buy one of their cars, you can go rent to buy a rental car, which is kind of cool. And we just retrofitted that entire ecosystem for Hertz, which was really interesting. The second company that I built was a real estate company, and it actually did really, like, it was dog shit. I was a victim of mortgage fraud when I was 18 years old as a freshman in college, $750,000 upside down. I worked with the FBI and the Department of Justice to put my mentor in jail for 20 years because everybody then was doing ninja loans. So that was my first foray into real estate. Having no background as not even knowing how to wholesale when everybody was making money in the early 2000s. I just seemed like I was the only guy losing it in inner city Detroit. And, I'm really good looking. And so I can't be seen in inner city Detroit. Like, that's not good. Like I'm born in a blue collar state, but I'm like not a blue collar worker. I'm like the best white collar worker on the planet. Like, I see a sledgehammer, I'm not going to pick it up. Like, it's not begging for me to pick it up. Not going to happen, And so I turned my focus. I have an electrical engineering background. I went to Michigan, and my entire core thesis has been, how do I reverse engineer really good solutions to really hard problems? And I found that small business in America has a very big problem. And outside of succession planning and the fact that everybody's retiring, there's not a very specific methodology that gives those individuals, whether you're 55, 60, 65, 70 years old, a vehicle, a method to go and put your business up for sale or structure your business so that you can exit. And then when you do exit, now you have this massive tax issue. That's a really big opportunity for everybody here today to aspire to go acquire. Okay, I should actually use that when I'm speaking.
Ooh,
aspire to
catchy.
go acquire.
That's
catchy, right? That's good. Shit, that's mine now. Okay, aspire to go acquire.
I'll send you the recording just so you.
Perfect. That sounds great. And on the back end of this, though, real estate has a place too. Whether it's short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, long-term rentals, hard money lending, flipping, multifamily, self-storage, salmon farming. I mean, you'll be surprised how many tons of salmon Americans eat on an annual basis. So my core focus is, let's go buy some businesses. Let's then go identify real estate to go acquire or operators to be an LP for. And that's kind of it. And then, hang out with Justin and Lance. They give me a soapbox and an audience, and we talk about, let's go make a lot of money and then figure out a way to not pay taxes on it. Like, that's my core focus. So
Amazing. All right, guys. Hey, thanks everybody for showing up tonight. That was awesome, man. Great intro. I appreciate it. I love
yeah,
the salmon farming part. That's hilarious. I actually got spoiled. I lived in Eugene, Oregon most of my life. So, bro, we were an hour from the coast. I got
okay,
into salmon fishing a handful of years ago, 10 years
it's a
ago or so.
thing.
And dude, I can't eat store-bought salmon anymore. Like it's not the same, dude. But anyway, I don't want to get rabbit
I
trail,
wouldn't
but
think of salmon farming as a real estate opportunity either.
right.
That's a
Yeah, that
creative
was
one there.
that was amazing, dude. I love it.
Oh
Justin,
man.
you wanna take it away, buddy?
Yeah, so I saw Abhi at the Private Money Club Money Tank, and he gave an amazing presentation on something that I hadn't really connected the dots on, but had been aspiring to myself, which was business buying and then offsetting gains through those businesses with real estate. And Avi, you described it as an affinity loop. And I thought that was so smart, and it made so much sense, and it clicked with me when you talked about that. So maybe you could sort of describe, well, one, I love the story about the cautionary tale of real estate that you had, and you gave a pretty good, funny presentation on that. So if you want to go into that, that's great. If it's a little too painful still, that's okay. You don't have to, but I think we all look for those cautionary tales to learn from other people, and that's awesome. Then I know that you sort of went into the business buying ventures. Um, and have been really successful with that. And so, I think we'd love to talk to you about that and what you look
Sure.
for when you are buying those businesses, and then how you're actually completing that infinity loop with the real estate acquisitions and so on. So
Yeah, so a lot to unpack for sure.
yeah,
Usually I'll do this in like 3 to 6 hours
yeah,
when I'm brought in on like main stage somewhere. But what I don't have on a large stage, I have with me today, which is a handy dandy digital whiteboard, and I can share some ideas. We can go through the infinity loop and just offer up ideas. Let me
yeah,
just like a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, so if you take this and lose a lot of money, don't fucking sue me. Okay, like it's your own fucking fault.
yeah,
It's go get like qualified investment advice. Except if your advisor is from Edward Jones, I think they're complete dog shit. They're like Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey and like the Walmart of all like financial advisors. These complete
This
fucking
is great.
terrible people. The people are amazing. It's the ideas that are just dog shit. I mean, you look at the fees that you're actually paying your Edward Jones financial advisor, they're like 5 to 8%. Like, fuck.
yeah. That's
All
great.
right. So now that I'm off my soapbox, here's my thesis. Okay, my thesis is very simple. You invest in businesses and you buy real estate. All right. I'm not a coach. I don't have a program you can go buy. Like I don't subscribe to any of these things. I literally and Justin, I mean, admittedly, you've seen me in person and you've seen me deliver. Like I'm not selling anything. Literally, you could use these strategies we can talk about today, right now, and go use them, figure out how to use them, get in touch with me, and off you go, right? Like, I don't care. You're either going to do this or you're not going to do this. And hopefully you're the crowd that will do this. Majority of people, they just don't. Which is why the top 0.01% of America become the top 0.001% of America, and everybody else is just poor after that. So do what you will with the information you'll get today. You can email me and tell me I'm full of shit. That's fine. I don't care. So here's the deal. The infinity loop, on one side, you've got acceleration. On the other side, you have preservation. Okay, you have the acceleration of wealth on one side, and you have the preservation of wealth on the other. We live in a society where it's different ideas are very sexy. Okay, in 5 years from now, buying a business is going to be really sexy, as it is kind of turning on to be very sexy today. 10 years ago, buying no money down, the Carl Allen version of buying real estate was super sexy. Wholesaling real estate was sexy. Now midterm rentals and renting your home to travel nurses is super sexy. Great, until you get into the economics and you fucking find out that it's between 8 and 12% yields. That's not really sexy. So from a midterm rental perspective, let's be honest, like you might as well have a long-term rental, do what the pros have been doing for the last 25, 30 years, and what Wall Street knows best, which is buy, securitize your rents, and then freaking sell them to a REIT on Wall Street, like Blue Rock or whatever. So on the one side, you've got the acceleration of wealth, and on the other side, you've got the preservation of wealth. Okay, the rich have figured out one formula, and that is you buy a business and you invest in real estate. You buy another business and you invest in real estate. And this constantly goes back and forth. They are not wrapped in this idea that I'm going to be a rock star flipper. And why is that? It's because you put you're going to put an asset on your balance sheet and then immediately take it off your balance sheet 6 months later, paying the highest possible capital gains tax in the world, only to be left with $10,000 a month, maybe, for your time. You would much rather buy a business for $1 million, putting 5 to 10% down, have that business pay you $100,000 to $150,000 a year. You optimize that business. Maybe then you can use your influence in that business to go acquire another or start a new revenue stream, thereby expanding the total enterprise value of this business, thereby accelerating your wealth, and then taking that cash flow and or exit and then acquiring a multifamily unit or give it to, given the state of multifamily right now, I'll comment on multifamily because it's too easy, it's too fun. You give it to a credible source that's picking up after the fuckers that have screwed up raising capital and not done the proper underwriting in the multifamily space. And if you want intros, I'm happy to intro you to the people that are actually doing a good job, right? There are far too many people that have raised a lot of money in the multifamily space that didn't do the proper underwriting. You literally type in multifamily screw ups on Google and you'll find like a list of people who've gone under several $100 million. It's insane. So the point of all of this is I get tired of the lack of financial education in America. I get tired of gurus saying that you should do one thing or the other, and they're just sitting here selling courses. I'm not this. And I make mistakes too, right? Like I'm the first to admit it. I'm not perfect. I will never be perfect. I've got a really good team around me. They keep me in check and they prevent me from buying a salmon farm, even though I think it's a really fucking good idea. Like, let's go buy salmon farms. It's great. Like tuna as well. Let's go. At the end of the day, I'll summarize with this. Accelerate your wealth with buying a business and preserve it with real estate. Understand the type of investor you are, whether you're playing Jeopardy or you like Wheel of Fortune. Jeopardy is a little more adventurous. Wheel of Fortune, I know what Pat Sajak and Vanna White are going to do after the third commercial break, right? Like it's very predictable income. And let that then be your source of inspiration for the type of opportunities you go invest in.
Right, gotcha. So, so you had this event happen to you early on, and then that's when you decided to go into buying businesses, right? Soon after that. Can you walk us through the switch in mentality and then coming back to real estate? And then also, you know, what sort of businesses did you start out with at that point?
Yeah, so there were two things that happened. The first was when I was in college. I wanted to learn the game of real estate really badly. So I went to arguably a pretty decent engineering school at Michigan. And my first semester there, I had a really big chip on my shoulder coming out of high school. I'm like, I got this, right? I'm Indian. I'm good at math naturally, right? Rebecca's like, that's kind of funny. Hey, at least I'm not, you know, my last name's not Patel. It doesn't rhyme with hotel and motel.
Then you'd be in the hospitality space.
Yeah, no, I'm not shitting on Patels. I just find it funny that Patel, motel, and hotel all rhyme. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm allowed to say that and laugh at it. So that's okay.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I know, it's bad. It's terrible. That's fine. I remember I said I take no responsibility for what I'm saying.
Great.
This is
great, dude. You're on the top. You're in the top 5, man, of all guests so far in my book.
All right, let's keep going. And so when I was a freshman at Michigan, I did so poorly. I got a call from the dean of the College of Engineering, Dean Munson, and he's like, "Hey, we got to talk." I'm like, "Okay, how'd I do?" And he's like, no, I'm not so sure. You've done what no engineering student in the history of Michigan engineering has ever done. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I'm going to get an award. He's like, no, quite the opposite. You have entered a super exclusive club where the square root of your GPA is actually higher than your GPA. Okay. So like this, what's the square root of 4? It's 2, right? And the only time that equation actually makes sense is if the number you're square rooting is less than 1. So my GPA, my first semester at Michigan, was of 0.82, like or something like that. It was abominably bad. And being the eldest son in an Indian family, it's like you can't go back to your parents. They're gonna beat you to death. Like you're not going to go back to Michigan the next semester. Your body parts are going to be laying in the backyard somewhere with no remorse, right? This is what's going to happen. And so I decided I'm going to read every single book about what I could be doing better. And one of my buddies, Tommy McAfee, knocked on my dorm room door and he's like, dude, hey, you should read Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You are? Holy shit. No way. Rebecca. I'm from, Texas Township. It's like a little outside of Portage, Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan. That's hilarious. So when I thought about wealth after reading all these books, I'm like, okay, I've got to like learn how to invest in real estate because Peter Lynch invested in real estate, Warren Buffett invested in real estate, Trump invested in real estate, Kiyosaki invested in real estate, and I was drinking the Kool-Aid. So I found a mentor. Long story short, I ended up getting 2 or 3 different homes I was flipping in Detroit. My mentor left me. He didn't help. And all I wanted was a guide. All I wanted was to be taught the game. All I wanted to do was to be able to stand up on my own 2 feet and prove to my 2 heroes, my mom and my dad, that I was worth it. Not only academically, but also professionally. And that was so hard. That was such a hard pill to swallow when I woke up one day, I went to class and I get a call from my contractor. And he said, you got to go home. You got to go to your flip property in inner city Detroit. So I've left a shop vac for you and I'm out of this deal. See ya. I had no idea what a shop vac was. All right. Like I had no fucking clue.
Oh shit.
What's a shop vac? I mean, I don't know. It's not like we had Google. We had Ask Jeeves, okay? Like fucking Ask fucking Jeeves, okay? Like this guy. So I jump in my Honda Civic. It's like a 2002 Honda Civic. It's a Flintstone car. It's rusted out. You can like see the highway on the bottom and through the bottom of the floor pans. And as I get to inner city Detroit, it's a full-on blizzard, okay? I run into my mailbox going into my driveway. And I open the door. I open the front door, and I hear running water. I just don't know where it's coming from. So now I can put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, that's what the shop vac's for. I walk around the house. I'm like, I don't know where this water's coming from. Finally, go to the basement, and I'm literally neck deep in water.
Oh.
This is inner city Detroit, guys. This is not like Southfield, Michigan, where like all the rich kids live. No, this is the cut. Inner city Detroit, you get shot if you're knocking on doors for help. So what do? I take a book. I take Jim Rohn's playbook and I ask for help by knocking on doors. I hear, I hear guns getting prepped. I hear that. I'm like, I'm not doing this. And all the while, my friends didn't know. My parents didn't know. I had nobody in my corner. And this is where I'm coming from, right? Like forged in inner city Detroit, I had pain. I was cold. I was wet. It was winter. It was freezing out. All I had to do, what I needed to do was develop the grit, knowing that after I reverse engineered this entire process, found out my mentor was, I was a victim of mortgage fraud. He took advantage of my credit score. He said that I worked places that I didn't work. Signed on shit that I didn't even sign on. So I worked alongside the FBI and the Department of Justice, long story short, for a period of 2.5 years to put his ass in jail for 15 years. That was my entry.
Wow.
That was my entry to real estate investing.
Holy
Not
shit.
a fucking wholesale deal gone wrong that I didn't make $5,000 on. A fucking criminal investigation with the FBI and the Department of Justice. And then I graduated. insane.
So
Wow.
I can see why you were probably gun shy from real estate after that and made
Yeah.
Dude.
And like every good American, you run away from your problems, right? And so I ran away from Detroit. I moved to Lincoln, Nebraska. I chased the girl. That didn't work. Psycho. That was not good. But I will say I learned a lot about myself in that process. I learned that my back was against the wall and I could do anything. And if there was a time that I could prove to myself that I could move forward and do something, it would be right freaking now. And I did. And that the investigation ended up being a beautiful leap forward for me because I could, I had resolution. And that to me was a really good foundation for everything else in my entrepreneurial career, because I'm like, it's never going to get as bad as that shit. Like, living on ramen noodles and hot now pepperoni pizzas from Little Caesars. Like that was my life for like 3 years. I had the worst cholesterol in the world. So that was my foray. That led to a very, very meticulous approach to underwriting both business and real estate deals. My underwriting is second to none. I will show you some of the underwriting that we're currently doing for a dental deal. 4 or 5 dental practices we're acquiring in Pennsylvania. I mean, there's legal, there's ops, there's financial due diligence, there's all sorts of stuff. And I'm just here for it, man. I'm here for the entrepreneurial journey. Like we're here to make money. We're here to build wealth. We're here to leave a legacy, but also enjoy the journey while it lasts. And I beat myself up a lot. Even in this Atlanta deal that didn't go the way that I expected, I partnered with a hard money lender and ended up, he ended up shutting down the project because the state of Atlanta was taking 14 months to give new build permits. And he's like, there's no way you're going to get this deal done in like a year. He pulled the note. He's like, guys, there's no way. I'm just going to have to like sue you. I'm like, you're right. It's going to suck, but we should do this together. Interestingly enough, the idea was acquire it for $250,000, put $250 into it, sell it for $750. I ended up selling it to him for $251,000. He ended up putting the rest of the money in to do the new build. It's a modern home. It's 636 East Avenue. Look it up on Zillow. Partnered with the wrong hard money lender, but he ended up selling it for like 900 grand. And I was going to do all of this partnered with a business partner of mine, and I was funding it for my self-directed Roth IRA. And so my self-directed Roth IRA is missing like $300,000 in net profit tax-free. So fuck that guy.
Damn.
Yeah, first of all, that's terrible. And it just kind of makes you want to be a Lions fan, like the Lions have just been through it. Yeah. Anyway, so those are both real estate stories.
Those are great, man. Those are amazing. Great stories. I mean, it sucks, but it's great for entertainment, right? No,
yeah.
But I love the fact it shows that you went through some shit, you dust yourself off, you move forward, you learned from your mistakes, and you didn't make those. Because at the end of the day, we have to own up to our shit, right? We get ourselves in these positions, and we can't blame the whole world. That's something that I've been really driving home lately. You know what I mean? Is we're so quick to blame everybody, and it's really most of the time it's our mistakes that get us into those situations. But I actually had. I just wanted to add a little something. My first 2 flips that I did. I had my granite and tile business for a number of years, and I was like making cash, bringing in cash, paying my guys cash for several years. Well, it caught up to me, right? So my first deal closes, my flip. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna make about 45,000. The IRS came in and was like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. And I was like, what the? And I ended up owing them about 80. So guess what happened on my next deal? Same thing. Took both first deals, cash, took all my cash that I had, profits, dude. It was brutal. It was brutal. But I can relate a little bit. I mean,
dude, I'll tell you something. Like everybody, we live in a world where everything's beautiful on Instagram, right? Like that. Everybody shows you the trip to Bali, but they don't tell you the $20,000, $25,000 credit card debt they're in to show you that they went to Bali. fuck that. Like, let's get real for a second. If we want to make money moves, we need to understand how the game of money is played. And if we don't understand that, then we will live like the rest of the 99.99% of America that Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman are saying, you go out of debt with these 6 fucking baby steps. Go ultimately fuck yourself, because these are not the 6 baby steps you need. What you really need is a lesson in money. And if you don't understand that, then you're going to be part of the poor. There's no more middle class. That's the reality of the situation. The middle class is turning into a bunch of pansies and weak people whose opinion of social media is, hey, let me prove to the world how amazing I am on Instagram, and hopefully I'll get 4 more likes than the next person. This is what we have aspired to and become as a society.
Yeah.
I agree. I love hearing the underbelly. You know, that's always, and
Yeah.
when we have wholesalers on here, I always like asking them, like, you know, what you wholesalers always have the best stories, right? And we always ask them, like, tell us your best story. I think your story definitely tops that. I mean, the federal government getting involved in the investigations, that's pretty amazing and harrowing. So, but you know, you are all about money movement and education. So why don't you bestow some knowledge on this crew today? What's your
let's do it. Lance, could you just let me share a screen if you don't mind, just real quick?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. That would be super duper awesome.
Let's see.
So just something to think about. Yeah. Cool.
You got it, Justin? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I don't know what's going to come up first. This thing, I feel like this thing sometimes is like, it just has a dial-up connection, and I don't understand. Gotta love dial-up every now and then, let me tell you.
The old AOL modem dial-up.
Dude, I remember that. Like the AOL CDs, that was fun. That was good. So let me just see if maybe this whiteboard will work a little better. What do you see? Do you see my whiteboard?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So just out of curiosity, from a wealth building perspective, how many people here have a self-directed IRA of any kind? Just out of curiosity. You've got maybe a little bit of money in there, you're kind of wondering what to do with it, or you're thinking, well, geez, I might need to go and self-direct my account. Here's the way that self-directed IRAs work, right? You've got a self-directed IRA, and inside of this, you have either a traditional, right? You have either a traditional or a Roth. And as this thing kind of loads out, I'll be able to switch over to this so you can actually see this a bit better. But you have a traditional or a Roth, okay? For the majority of Americans, for the majority of people, you're spending a lot of time actually contributing to your traditional IRA and maybe less time contributing to your Roth. But if you're actually contributing to your Roth IRA, and if you self-direct it, which means taking it away from Edward Jones and TD Ameritrade and pushing it into, say, an equity trust or a Quest or an Advanta or Horizon, you are taking control of your dollars from institutional America that's saying you should only invest in ETFs, bonds, stocks, and stuff, which you should do. Like, I still have a portfolio in the greatest American companies, right? Like, you take a look at Microsoft, Apple, IBM, SC Johnson, et cetera, right? So like, you still want a portfolio there, but you want to start having more control over your money. If you have a self-directed Roth IRA, what you can ultimately do is take $25,000, $30,000 of that, and you push it into a passive investment. That passive investment could very well be a salmon farm. It could be a dental office. It could be your friend's startup. And if that $25,000 in principal kicks out, let's say, a couple $1,000s every quarter in interest or whatever it may be, it goes back into your self-directed Roth IRA, what? Tax-free, right? Because that's what a self-directed Roth IRA is. It is a post-tax vehicle. A traditional IRA is a pre-tax vehicle. All right. So if we have $100,000 in a traditional IRA and we invest that, the government's essentially saying, okay, cool, you can make all the money, but when you withdraw those funds, we're going to tax you at the tax rate in the future. And we can all agree that the tax rate of yesterday is generally better than the tax rate of 35 years from now. So I'm a big believer in using a self-directed Roth IRA to invest in businesses. Now, here's why investing in businesses is so important, okay? Why it matters is, okay, this actually should be up and running. So I'm going to, where is that? I just need to find my text. Sweet. Yeah, boy. That's the cool part about technology. I love tech. This is like, all right, hold on. I'm going to do a new share and we're going to go to my Vibe board and I'm going to kill these. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kill my OnlyFans account. I'm totally kidding. Justin's like, dude, I don't know. This guy's just he's
No,
a
I
little
love
too
it, dude.
whacked out for me.
I had such a great, laughing ride at Money Tank. That's why I invited you on here.
Cool. No, I appreciate it. All right. So here's the deal, okay? We're just going to delete that. We don't need that. Sweet. All right. So here's the deal. When I take a look at these types of opportunities, and when I take a look at businesses, holy shit. Okay. When I take a look at businesses, what you need to pay attention to is one very important thing. It is earnings, but it's earnings and the multiple at which you can ultimately exit a business. All right. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say we can see this. We can see me doing that. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say we've got, oh shit, false. Yeah, can we, hey, sweet. Let's say we've got a business that's doing $2 million in EBITDA, okay? In EBITDA. It's GAAP accounting principles, but essentially it's earnings, all right? $2 million in earnings. And let's say you're buying this business for $10 million, which means the multiple at which you're buying this business is 5 times, right? So you're buying this at $10 million. Great. You buy the business for 10 million bucks, and let's say your NOI post-close is, your NOI after debt service, after you close in the business is $500,000 a year, all right? So you're making $500,000 a year in this business. Perfect. Let's say 5 years goes by. All right. So we've got 5 years that's going by, and this is state 0. This is 5 years, and this is year 0. Okay. What this is effectively telling me is I have a mandate, right? What's my mandate? My mandate is to do nothing more than to expand the earnings of my business. I'm doing $2 million a year, and I want to take that earnings to, let's call it $4 million a year. And I've got 5 years to do that. So let's say now my earnings is 4 million EBITDA. And I'm still making a good chunk of change. Here's why this matters. Here's why you should care about anything that I'm saying right now. The way that businesses are valued is a multiple of EBITDA. Okay, generally speaking, the more your stable EBITDA, right? So if your earnings are stable over, say, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you go from this is 2 million in EBITDA, and this is 4 million in EBITDA, you're able to show stabilized earnings over a period of time. You get a higher multiple on EBITDA on exit. So when I sell this business, okay, so I bought it for what? I bought it for $10 million. We all see that. I bought it for $10 million. When I sell this business, specifically in the dental space, after 5 years, and now it's doing 4 million EBITDA, on average, okay, on average, you might shit your pants, but on average, I'm going to sell it for between 8 and 9 times EBITDA. Whoa. So what does this mean? Do the fucking math. I'm selling this for anywhere between $32 and $36 million. What's my buy? 10. Will I have CapEx? Will I have to deploy additional cash in the business or have to raise money? Yeah, sure. I might have to do that sometimes. But so what? Now, what if we took all of this and we roped all of this into, we took this entire idea, all right, now we're happy. We took this entire idea and we roped it into and let's say your self-directed Roth IRA, let's say, you said, hey, Abhi, I've got $1 million. I want to deploy it with you. Great. You own 30% of this business. You're still passive. You're still passively involved. What does this mean for your money? What this means for your money is you are literally taking $1 million. Well, that's supposed to say $1 million. Let's redo that. We're taking $1 million and multiplying it by like 2.5 to 3 times. And this is the exit value of your money. Where am I putting this? I'm putting this directly back into your self-directed Roth IRA. And let's say you're 40 years old. You've got $3 million coming back to your Roth IRA tax-free, not including the $1 million in principal. That's why when you look at investing in a business, okay, you've got the acceleration and preservation. That's why when you invest in a business, you move your money into real estate, you make sure that the real estate can invest back into itself, whether it's a roof that needs to be replaced or whatever CapEx you have, R&M, repairs and maintenance. And then if you have an exit event in real estate, you go buy a goddamn business. This is why buying a business matters. Now, whether you do it or not, I think you should. Whether you do it or not, I got no dog in that fight. What I am trying to urge you to do this year is take a leap of faith. Not on me, not on anybody here, but on yourself. That's what I got.
It's incredible. I think that so many people just put their money in the stock market, feel like it's going to go up. It keeps up with inflation at least, but they're not really making a ton of money with the kind of investments that they're making. And by taking a leap of faith in yourself and saying "fuck that," you're
yeah. You saw that was real fast. That was like,
exactly.
let me just zoom down. Yeah, no, and here's the thing, right? You control your destiny here.
Yeah.
Here's something else. All right. Have you all heard of a ROB structure, a rollover business startup?
I have, because I saw you talk, but I don't think other people probably have.
Okay, so this is gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna pick on somebody. Ari, do you have a former 401k that you like? You had a job in the past, you contributed to a 401k, and it's just kind of sitting there?
No, I have an IRA from my business.
Okay, got it.
Simple IRA and a Roth IRA.
Great. Okay, so let's say that you had a 401k. Okay. Hey, what's up? So let's say you had a 401k. All right, and you worked at Microsoft for like 25 years, and you have hold on, can you see this? Oh, yeah, you can. You've got a traditional 401k. All right, and you've got, say, $300,000 in this traditional 401k. What you can do is you can convert that to a Roth 401k. Now, you're gonna have to pay taxes on the 300. Great. So let's say we drop that to like $1.50. Fine. So now we've got $150,000 in your Roth 401k. Okay. What a ROB structure does, it's called ROBS, Rollover Business Startup. What a rollover business startup structure does is it takes you have the ability to weaponize your Roth IRA. Okay. If there's nothing else you remember from this conversation, please, for the love of God, remember this. All right. Like, don't remember my hair, not my fucking hair product. I'm not sponsored by Bumble and Bumble. I promise. Okay. Like, Lulu is great. I'm starting to now shift over to Vuori clothing because I feel like it's like just nice and buttery soft. It's so good. I don't know. I mean, like the pants are just, they're excellent. Remember this fucking thing. Robs, you self-direct your Roth 401k, or that's Roth 401k. Okay, I'm self-directing my Roth 401k, and what I'm doing is I'm using the funds, my 150, and seeding a C corporation. Okay, so let's call this C corp, this cool little C corp, Lance Incorporated. Okay. Now, what can you do with Lance Incorporated? It turns into a private equity company. You can pay yourself. You can pay yourself a W-2, right? So W-2, cars, leases, etc. And with this $150,000, you can make investments, right? Into businesses, salmon farming, right? Whatever the hell you want. As a result of all of this, what happens to the value of this enterprise? It goes up. Let's say you buy a couple dental offices. Doesn't that also go up? So let's use the example from earlier. Let's say you're primarily investing in dental offices. All right, so let's do this. Dental. You make a $10 million acquisition over 5 years. You sell it for $32 million. Great. This gain is pushed into your C corp. Now, in America, your C corp is subject to 20% corporate tax. Not in Puerto Rico, though. What is it? 4%. You didn't hear. I mean, I'm not suggesting that you move to Puerto Rico, but I'm also not suggesting that you at least consider the possibility. The coffee's pretty good, from what I hear.
Where are you now? Where are you now?
Oh, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in my basement. Like I'm hanging out. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm okay with the 20% tax. But let's play this model out. Okay, you're based in the United States. You're paying the 20% corporate tax. Are you fine paying the 20% corporate tax? Fuck yeah, that's fine, because you're effectively going to take this $22 million gain into your C corp. You're going to pay 80% of that. Let's call it round down to 16 million. $16 million in profit. Let's just call it 16 million. Even if it's 10 million, who the fuck cares, right? Right. Who cares? At the end of the day, what seeded? Where did you borrow the money from? What was the initial transaction? $150,000 for stock. You traded $150,000, and your self-directed Roth 401k got what in return? Stock in your C corp, right? Stock at some share price per unit. You define it. It got it for a million shares at $1.50 a share, or 100,000 shares at $1.50 a share, whatever, right? Whatever the math is. My math is terrible. Whatever, do the fucking division, all right? But $150,000, $1 a share. Got 150,000 shares. Great. The new valuation of this company is $22 million more than that. You sell it back to your self-directed Roth IRA post-tax, and you're just trading it back. There's no transfer fee. The only thing that you had to pay was a corporate tax. And even then, you could probably invest in real estate, depreciate the shit out of it, and you're moving money back into your self-directed Roth 401k tax-free. That, my friends, is the power of a business. You could never do this shit with real estate. I'm not saying that you don't use real estate. Use real estate specifically from a depreciation perspective. Find some good operators and great, but like, go buy some businesses. They're all on sale. And by the way, there will never be in today's world more of a disparity. Okay, moving forward, this is the only time where this will be there. there's a disparity this wide that exists between dumbasses and people that actually know something. Like the businesses you could buy don't have a website that was made in the last like 30 years. Think about that. You can buy electrical contracting companies and their website was still like a home site website from Angel Fire on Yahoo.
Still in fact machines.
This shit is not going to
Yeah.
happen in like 30 years from now.
Right. Everyone's going to catch up at some point.
They're all going to catch up. So anyway, that
There's-
is
there's such an
my
opportunity.
thesis.
There's such an opportunity to come into those businesses, add some simple tech, some automated systems with Go High Level or ClickFunnels
Yeah.
or whatever, and you're automatically generating, 10x leads, right? It's that much of an opportunity, and then it's up to you to figure out how to grow that business, right? So
yeah.
so with the businesses that you're buying, can you give us like the tenets and principles that of the kind of businesses that you're looking for? Because you can go out and you can buy $100,000 business, but then you're buying yourself a job, right?
Mhm.
When you get to a certain point with a business, say $1 million, $1 million to $5 million valuation,
Yeah.
you can then have enough money in the business coming in where you're paying for a manager, right? And so I assume that's the kind of thing that you're doing. So can you kind of bestow a little bit of the tenets principles there?
Yeah. So the types of businesses that we're looking at is anywhere from 1 to 5 million EBITDA, right? So we talked about earnings. I want $1 million in earnings to $5 million in earnings. I'm probably going to pay a multiple of 4 to 6 on that, right? So if I'm buying a business for $5 million and I'm paying 4 times earnings, I'm buying that business for $20 million. Okay, now it seems like a lot of money, but I swear, like the way that you can crunch out these numbers is you can have 30, 40% seller financing or 20, 25% seller financing. In some instances, that seller financing is also seen as buyer's equity, which is a whole different scenario altogether. But I'm a big believer in 3 different buckets of opportunities, 3 different industries, okay? MEP, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, that's industry 1. Industry 2 is tax and accounting. And industry number 3 is healthcare. I absolutely love healthcare. Like, healthcare is not going anywhere. People are always putting shit in their nose, right? Like, there's far too much nose candy that's being done. I mean, I just saying, right? Just don't snort the white stuff. I don't know. But the more complicated the legal, generally speaking, if you can marry the more complicated legal plus a solid license heavy opportunity, that it's going to be here for years to come. Like you will not lose your shirt to AI. You will not replace a nurse practitioner. You will not replace a doctor. You will not replace a dentist. Like your dentist is not going to be some robot that's like going to be hunched over your face, like say, open wide. Can you imagine Alexa's voice saying, hello, please open wide? That sounds a little more suggestive to me in a different capacity than oral surgery. Okay. Like
Yeah.
this is just not, teledentistry is a totally different situation. Yes, you're right. Just like telehealth, it's a different ball of wax, right? That's more diagnosing. Then we're going to come in. I'm going to have you come in. Teledentistry, you think top of funnel, like hygiene. I'm going to look at your mouth. We're going to do some hygiene. We'll come and do some fluoride and then say, hey, yeah, we're seeing like this cavity forming. We should go do something about it. Get you scheduled in. All of a sudden now you've got some visits, right? But those are the 3 industries: tax and accounting, healthcare, dentistry, and MEP. I look for opportunities where I can keep the CEO or the owner of the business in the seat for a little bit of time. And it could be, I don't know, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. I'm just kind of thinking, I'm pretty flexible when it comes to that. I just want to know that the business will be cared for because we're all beautiful people, and beautiful people in today's society do no work, show up, and get paid a lot of money. And so I love this theory and I want to make sure that we can, we can continue to prove it out. So I need to be able to hire a CEO or hire a manager for that business. So I don't get caught flat-footed having to run the business day to day. That's not my shtick. It's not my jam.
Mm-hmm.
So that's generally what I'm looking at. If you want to look at my buying criteria, or if you want a website to copy, go check out meridian84.com. I'll link it here. Meridian84.com. We're also coming out with a curriculum called Method 84. It's invitation kind of application based. If you've got some cash, you have a deep level of expertise in a particular business, then hey, great. I mean, let's find a way to go buy a business, and let's identify the KPIs, OKRs, people that are required to run this successfully. And my team is really good at raising capital. So whether it's Wall Street money or otherwise, we're pretty solid. We're not brokers of any kind. We're also probably not going to suggest you go to the SBA. The SBA financing is way too expensive. You're looking at 12.5% interest. Even though it's 10 years, you're still giving up your family and your eldest child's left leg. You don't want that. So responsible investing at the end of the day is what I'm all about. Go ahead.
I love it. Could I just ask real quick? I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask, what would your advice be? Like, if someone were to just get in and start looking to purchase their first business creatively or whatever, what would be your advice to us, like for our first, endeavor? Like, how would we go about finding, right, a business to buy, and then, moving into that? I know it's kind of an open, loaded question, but just any kind of advice on that. Where would we start?
Yeah. And I know we're coming up on time too, but happy to kind of hang out for a little, for a bit after. I would say, one, really truly understand what you want to accomplish with this investing thing. Like, I know exactly where I'm headed. Like, I know the North Star. I know exactly who I have to go hire. I know exactly what we're doing. Now, am I screwing up every day? Yeah, of course, right? Like there are days where I don't know my ass from a hole in the ground, right? Like, and I'm just getting yelled at by people, and it's fine. I'll say, get to know who you are at the core. Do you like operating a business, or do you just like getting money in the bank? If you just like getting money in the bank account and that's just being deposited to you, then you're probably more of a limited partner, accredited investor type, and you need to go find good operators of businesses to go invest in. If you want to operate, then ask yourself, what type of resources do I have that are non-capital related that I can count on? Could be people, sales, ops, marketing. Do I have like a worst case like group of people I can go to for help? And then last but not least, yeah, I would engage some brokers. Like, if you're going to go, I know wholesalers will say, yeah, we can go direct to business and find business owners that want to sell independent of business brokers. Yeah, you could. It's fine. You could do that too. It's your time frame is going to be stretched out by an extra like 12 to 14, 15 months. But if you're working with a business broker, be prepared to show financials. Not necessarily your credit score. They don't care about that. The bank cares more about your credit score. But be able to show your financials, your ability to close. If you have a pre-approval from a bank, show that. Or an SBA lender, show that. Show your expertise in the space, what you do to operate it, and be able to convince them that you are a good buyer for this business that they're brokering. But also know they're also schlep rocks, right? Like, business brokers do not have your back. Business brokers have the seller's best interests, not yours. Business brokers will paint a really amazing picture for a business that is dog shit, right? 99% of the business brokers that I've dealt with are pieces of shit. So
good to know.
They just are. Like, they have no idea how to value a business. They can't read a financial statement. They don't understand how an appraisal works. They don't understand how to do a DCF, discounted cash flow analysis. They're just terrible at math. So that's where I would start. Like, understand who you are, go through the diligence process, Am I really cut out for this? Do I really want to run a business? And if you don't know, go find somebody that you could partner with and like go get some experience running a business. It's not like a race you have to force yourself to win.
Mhm.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I heard this on Instagram the other day and I thought it was just so epic. Every race, like every sprinter that lines up to do the 100-meter dash has the objective of winning, but they all fall to the preparedness of their to the extent of their systems, processes, and structure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are prepared and you have the structures and you have the people and you have the systems and you have a little bit of expertise and you can kind of move and groove and take some punches and take some blows, then you're more likely to win that race than somebody that's coming off cold saying, I just wholesaled my first $50,000 wholesale deal in real estate, and now I feel like I'm a genius and I want to go buy a business because Cody Sanchez is telling me laundromats are a good idea. That's bad. Don't do this.
Don't do it. Love it.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, man. I'd love to open it up for some questions. Does anyone have any questions for this amazing human being that we just got to witness?
You're giving me way too much credit, man. Dude, I'm wearing a collared shirt underneath a hoodie. Okay, like there's something wrong with this picture.
That is something I've struggled to do myself, to be honest with you.
Right before you're like, am I dressed up too much? Oh, let's put on a hoodie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
I don't know this. I don't know this clientele. I think it might be a little less, collared shirt and hoodie like.
That's
funny.
too funny.
All right,
I like it.
Ari's got a question. Ari, come on up, buddy.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Thank you. Did I unmute?
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
no, you got it.
Thank you very much for your talk. It kept me very interested, especially with the language. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
So I have a question because I have a financial advisor. I make sure he's not charging me that much in my percent. One minute, baby. Okay, I got it for you. And I have a simple IRA and then I have the Roth. The simple IRA I found out was self-directed, but it's all in stocks. And then I have a Roth that I was doing every year, the max I could put in. It's been a couple of years, but I haven't put it in a while. So it's accumulated a little north of 30K. So I said to him, and he got it in like one stock. And I'm like,
But
I
it's
don't.
not self-directed. Like, I mean, so Fidelity is notorious for this. Fidelity is like, oh yeah, I'm going to like give you the ability to self-direct because you can choose. No, that's not the fucking definition of self-directed. But okay, continue.
No, the self-directed is the simple IRA. Because I called up and they told me yes, but the Roth, I have somebody controlling it. So I told them, look, let's say I want to take some out and buy some real estate with it. He says you can't. You're going to get penalized.
First of all, the schleprock has no idea what he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah,
Secondly,
I get that.
What's going to happen is you're going to have to move your capital. What's the range of capital you have in this account?
In the Roth, I have about 37,000.
Great. So let's say you move $25,000 of it over into a proper self-directed custodian, right? Like an equity trust or a Quest Trust IRA. What they're going to do then is they're going to say, okay, well, where do you want to put this money? Now, if you say you're going to use this $25,000 and leverage this $25,000 to go buy a piece of real estate, then you're going to be hit with UBIT, which is unrelated business income tax, and a couple of other fees. The question then is, are you okay with that? And maybe you are, maybe you're not. There's a lot of nuance there, which we can take offline, or literally go to YouTube and type in, how do I buy a piece of real estate in my Roth IRA, right? And go do your research. My recommendation is if you're going to do any kind of real estate activity inside of a self-directed account, do private lending. It's easier. You don't have to think about where you're getting your dollars to invest in the opportunities you have picked and identified. it's a lot easier to do that, or take positions in your business. But if you're going to leverage your IRA, you'll need to find some non-recourse lenders to go do that. You'll have to pay a premium both on the rate and probably your origination points to go use the $25,000 as a deposit, as a down payment for a lender to lend you whatever, $150,000, $200,000 on this flip. It seems like a lot of work and not a whole lot of payoff, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it.
Great. Thanks, Ari. Anyone else? Anyone else have any questions, guys?
Dude, we talked about Robs. Like, that's something that is just holy shit. I wish I'd learned Robs when I was like 20. Okay. Like, that's just insane.
Yeah, this whole thing you're talking about, the infinity loop, man, dude, it's crazy. I got to go to Andrew Cordell's event, Money Is Mastermind. It was holy shit. Blew my brains out. Like I was exhausted by the end of the 3 days, just put it that. And I didn't even enroll in his course yet because I got other irons in the fire. But
yeah, Andrew's a good buddy of mine. Yeah.
Oh, nice, bro. Like I love, dude. It's just moving money. I've been moving money, but I need the accounts, right? I'm gonna start setting those accounts up. So
yeah, did you do the entire money is current and current is water and the thing? He probably kind of walked through how money moves, and the reason the money moves is the root word of money, aka currency, aka current, aka yeah. So
dude.
Yeah, he's good.
The biggest impact was we're playing this game here, and the wealthy people aren't even in the same ballpark, not even the same sport.
Not even fucking close.
It's insane, dude. Completely insane.
Yeah. Absurd. Right? There's a whole thing about even group captive insurance policies, like captive insurance companies. All right, like captive insurance gets a bad rap, but if you know the right people and you have the right attorneys, it's actually a very good utility. If your business is doing really well, you can write off $2 to $3 million a year in premium at 100% deductible, which is 100% deductible for your business if you're writing off insurance premiums. And then your own captive insurance company, again, a lot of rules here. I know we're recording this, but your captive insurance company, the first $2 or $3 million of premium paid in is 100% tax free.
Wow.
Think about that shit.
Whoa. Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So now you're writing coverages for your own business for like its appropriate coverage. A lot of rules to follow, really expensive to set up, probably $100,000, $150,000 to do, and a lot more than that on the yearly maintenance. But depending on what you're doing, it's absolutely worth it. Robs is good. IRAs are good. You have to be careful of how you're using carried interest. You can't just point and click with carried interest. You have to be very intentional with how you're using carried interest. And the consideration that is offered for the dollars that are going into the opportunity you're investing in for the return that you're getting also will be up for, my guess is in the future. The deals that people are making now with the vehicles, with the investment vehicles that are available, we're not going to get the same deal that Peter Thiel did with PayPal, turning $2,000 into $2 billion. Or in the same capacity, I think Cordell probably talked to, I think he mentioned Mitt Romney. How did he end up with $100 million in his IRA?
That was a big, that was his main guy that he talked about. Crazy.
Yeah. And so you can do very similar things, but you can no longer really turn $2,000 into $2 billion. It has to be proportioned properly. And so carried interest is something that really needs to be paid attention to. Okay.
Yeah, financial friends was a big term that he referred to. There's no way possible maxing out your contributions to ever in a million years like to get that kind of money. And that's where I think a lot of people were like, I can actually pull it out, use that, pay taxes on upfront one time and put all the profits back in tax free. Whoa, that's
Yeah.
dude, it was total game changer for those of us who are going to actually do something with it. And so thank you for
Yeah.
you've been amazing, dude. Like I could I could tell that you and Andrew are friends, man. Your humor is spot on, dude. My type of people. I could definitely go have a beer with you or a glass of wine. I mean, depending. But
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a beer.
I've got to refill now. Damn
Right
it.
on. Rebecca did. If we could take one more question, man.
Yeah,
Rebecca had a question. She's getting her nails done at a salon, apparently.
nice. I love it.
Come
I
on.
need a good mani-pedi. Last time that I had a mani-pedi, she tried to hit on me, which is great. I'm just like, I don't know what happened here. Okay, let's see. Rebecca, what's up?
Go ahead, Rebecca. You need to unmute yourself, darling.
Okay, can you guys hear
There you
me?
go. Yes.
Yep.
Ari, you're my kind of peep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so here's my question. So I currently have a W-2 and I have a 401k through them. Obviously, it's not self-directed, but there really isn't any way to take any of that out and convert it, is there? I mean, I'd pay a pretty big penalty, wouldn't I?
Okay. It depends on what you want to do with it. You got a couple of choices. The first is you would pay taxes if you converted it from if it is a traditional 401k. You would pay the tax to convert it to a Roth IRA. Okay. I'm sorry, a Roth 401k.
Right.
And then you could self-direct the Roth 401k. You have yearly maintenance fees, a couple $100s to open a self-directed custodian account. So that's not that big a deal. If you're worried about the tax hit, then that's a separate issue. If you wanted to do a Rob structure, then you would have to quit your job. They would have to officially end your policy because it's only available to former 401ks.
Right.
If you own your own business, then that's very easy. You just fire yourself and then wait 90 days and then rehire yourself. Now, like
Right.
that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to
Unfortunately, that's not the case yet.
right, in which case then self-directing your funds is probably a better idea. And you should be able to roll that from your current custodian into a self-directed custodian, as long as you don't have any current open positions. You would have to close out your positions is what I'm saying, right? Like if you've got a bunch of stocks, you'd have to liquidate your stock positions, you would realize that those funds in your current traditional 401k, then you move it over into a self-directed Roth 401k. You report that on your taxes, you pay the taxes on it, and then you'll start to see, then you identify the individuals you want to invest in using your self-directed Roth 401k, and then grow your account from there.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in a position yet to quit my W-2.
Yeah. No.
Just
This is an option where you don't have to quit your W-2. The option where you have to quit your W-2 is if you wanted to use a former 401k.
right.
Don't quit your W-2. You can still roll over current funds in an active W-2 into a self-directed account. The question is, do you want to keep it in a traditional 401k or do you want to convert it to a Roth 401k? That's the question. If you convert it to a Roth 401k, then you'll pay taxes today. If you do not convert it to a Roth 401k, you can roll that over anytime you want.
And this goes
And
back
either
to
one of those can be self-directed.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Both of those options can be self-directed.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
and
Yeah.
that ties back to
Wait.
Avi's mention of, do you want to pay taxes now?
Right.
Or do you want to pay taxes after your money has grown and you retire, and then you're paying a much larger lump sum tax? Not lump sum, but taxes over a period of you getting paid out from your 401k.
And I'm
Right.
no
Right.
financial advisor, but I would pay them now if I were
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
From what I've
right.
learned.
We did this
Absolutely.
disclaimer, right? Like
Yeah.
we're not financial advisors.
That's right.
Right.
Don't sue me.
I
God damn
wanted
it.
I wanted to ask one more question, Avi.
Yeah, yeah,
So we
Thank
met
you.
at
Thank you,
the
Rebecca.
private money
Yeah.
tank.
yeah.
And Chris Noggle is the main guy, and Chris is a big infinite banking guy, whole life insurance. What's your view on that? And are you using that as a vehicle at all, or yeah, what's your take?
I think it's great. I think it doesn't get a lot of good. I don't think it gets enough good press. If you use it properly, you could really do a. You could. I mean, it's phenomenal, right? Now, the question is how much income do you have to pay into these policies? It's easier if you have a business that's giving you $700,000 a year in income, right? Then here you go. It's not hard. The first year, yeah, you're going to pay a good amount of your premium, and then every year after that, it becomes a lot easier, and you'll see more of your dollars go toward your cash balance. Really, the question is, how much time do you have? What does your time horizon look like? And are you willing to wait to use it? If the answer to these questions is, yeah, I've got a lot of money, I'm making a lot of money, I can contribute to my life insurance policies, and I've got a 10 to 15, 20-year time horizon, is generally pretty good for you. If you have a bunch of one-time events, liquidity events, that's also very helpful. You could potentially overfund your policy. Again, there's nuance there that you should go talk to a professional about. But the infinite banking concept, I think, is brilliant.
Yeah,
The fact that
ties into
the fact that you've
the
got a
principle
cash
that
surrender
you have
value.
where you're lending money out of your policy in order to build up that nest egg, right? And it's you're taking a loan, so it's untaxed.
Correct. Yep. You've got the cash surrender value, let's say over 10 years, depending on what your policy is, your cash surrender value is $50,000. Great. You're not withdrawing your $50,000, you're borrowing against it. So your 50,000 is still is still making whatever 4 or 5% a year in income, based on your money market rates, whatever. And then if you're loaning against it, now you take a loan against it for say $40,000, your $40,000 are working at 12% a year, you're doubling up, right? So that's great. And you're plowing that entire 12%, 13% a year back into your life insurance policy. When it pays off, the principal goes back, and you're building wealth faster with the infinite banking concept. That is something else that we should consider adding to this wealth building pyramid. The key is, where do we currently have cash? Or do we have cash in the fucking mattress? That's a problem. Do we have cash in like a 401k, Roth IRA, simple HSA? There are a bunch of these different vehicles. What could we do with it? That's imaginative. If we don't have life insurance, if we don't have a whole life policy, and we haven't structured it properly, then should we? Yes. Should we have more than one? Yeah. You have to be underwritten after a certain amount. You have to be underwritten to have 20 or 30 or $40 million in life insurance coverage. But once you get to that stage, then you probably own a couple of businesses, right? And your businesses can take out whole life policies on key employees, which is why every branch manager at Bank of America is a vice president. This is key, right? You look at Bank of America's fucking balance sheet, and the number one asset they have is life insurance. That's the thing.
Do what the rich do.
I didn't know that. I'm putting this in my journal tonight for something I learned, something new I learned today. That's it right there.
Yeah, there you go. And a footnote, don't bring Avi back. He cusses too much, and he talks too much and his hair is annoying. So like this is like the 3 little footnotes.
Bro, you're amazing, man. Thank you so much for
Oh,
coming
man,
on.
that's just fun.
I really enjoyed it. I know Justin did. Great job, Justin.
Yeah.
For finding this
Thanks, Abby.
kick-ass guest.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if you had any parting words, or if you maybe have a favorite book reference or a quote or something that you wanted to throw out there.
Yeah, so I'm looking at hold on. There is a book. I've got a book. Hold on. The hell is it? It's somewhere. Ah, here it is. Hold on. All right. So Tony Robbins, we all know Tony Robbins. He learned his shit. All right. His entire ethos is from this guy. Maxwell Maltz, Dr. Maltz. If you haven't read Cybernetics, excuse me, you are losing the game of life. All right. This book is the ethos behind Tony Robbins' success. And he talks about mindset, and it's just incredible. Read this book. If nothing else, this year, read this book twice over. It is absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't matter what edition you get. It's just, this is the deluxe edition, the original text of the classic Guide to a New Life, okay, by Dr. Maltz. This is
Awesome.
by far like what we need objectively in society today. We don't need things. We need experiences like this to show us and to help us get to where we want to be. I'm not a believer that we're human beings having a spiritual experience. I'm a huge believer in that we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And in doing so, this body, this physical manifestation that we have, should experience joy and happiness at all times. So this book leads us down that path. If you are, the only other thing I would say is, there's a difference between having expectations and being attached to an expectation. If you go to a Michelin star restaurant and you have an expectation that the food is going to be amazing, great. There's nothing wrong with having expectations. It's the attachment to the expectation that's the rub. When I was growing up, I studied 3 different religious texts. I studied the Quran, the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, and of course the Bible. And I went to Bible study probably more than most Christians have been to Bible study in their entire life. And I noticed one thing. I noticed that in Christianity, we talk about the concept of heaven and hell. And the concept of heaven and hell, I don't believe is a concept that happens after you die. You don't go up or down, right? It's we living in this human experience that we have the ability to control that. We have the ability, Psycho-Cybernetics, that's the name of the book. We have the ability to dictate whether or not we live in heaven or we live in hell every day. There's a direct relation to that by way of the attachments to the expectations we have. So if we go into a same restaurant and we think the food's going to be amazing and the food is shit, and we're so attached to this experience that the food is going to be amazing, but it's not. And we then go online and we have we're so like, oh my God, it was terrible. We text our friends, call our friends, we bad Yelp review. We're now living in our own hell that we've created for ourselves. So be very mindful of the attachments we have to expectations of things, of other people, and of ourselves. And once we master the attachment to an expectation, and we can really rest in our awareness to identify what is and isn't true, then I think we're living and not doing. And taking from Tony Robbins, that's all that we can do, because we're truly human beings and not human doings, and we deserve that.
Wow. Mic drop. That was a beautiful close to this, man. Thank you. I agree wholeheartedly with a lot of what you just said. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing guest. Thanks for the book reference.
Thanks.
I'm definitely going to order that. Where can people reach out to you or follow you or, get in touch with you, whatever, man? Do you have somewhere we can go?
Yeah, my personal email is my first name at firstnamelastname.com. So Abhi at abhigolhar.com. I touch my email twice a week. You'll either hear from Kate to set up some time, ask her for some time, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever you like. I generally try to keep it to 30, 45 minutes is it's a good energy time for me. If it goes to like an hour, hour and a half, I'll tend to fade and move on to other things. Find some time. But we'll happy to chat. Pretty easy to get a hold of. I'm not actively trying to, not be available. But if there's anything that I can help with, if there's a perspective you need, if you're looking for a relationship or resource, happy to help in any way that I can, for sure.
Amazing. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, thanks, Abhi.
Yes.
You're amazing, brother. Everybody have a good night.
You too. Thank you, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks, man.